Everybody to another episode of Pretty Smart, where beauty goes beyond the surface here. And I'm your host, Darvanique, and this is
Nylander.
And we were previously talking about individually one. Being individually one. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, in a space where I'm at right now, I'm learning to love people in their individuality. Like learning to love them right where they are, who they are, in the space that they're in at that moment. Mm-hmm. And accepting who they are, not trying to, I could probably alter that if I talk to them about it. Now if it's a bad behavioral thing, then sure. But just allowing that person to be who they are in their being.
Mm-hmm. When you say a bad behavior thing, but sure, what do you mean? If it's a bad behavior, you're not going to accept it as easy as you...
Right. Well, no, I will bring it to the forefront.
Okay.
Like, let them know, hey, you keep stepping on my toe. I told you, and every time you see you step on my toe, I'm just giving that example.
Right, because that's no longer serving or supporting you. So you have to bring it to their attention.
You have to bring it, like being late, right? You guys have an appointment, and this person is always late. That's something to bring, of course, to someone's attention.
Sure.
Hey, you're late, and I feel like, and I know you're not trying to be late because we all have things going on. Mm-hmm. However, it keeps happening, and I'm starting to feel like you lack the respect of what we have going on in a timely manner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something like that. I had to go through that, y'all. First of all, what we share, what we teach, we've either been through it, gone through it, overcame it. I think we've overcome that. Like, we're at a place where we can share that, a lot of that stuff. So,
and absolutely. Loving people regardless of their circumstances, situation.
Yeah.
Just accepting people as they are.
That's why
you can't do it unless you accept yourself. You can't accept anyone else unless you accept you, which is like you can't love anybody unless you love yourself first.
And I love me some me. I'll be looking in the mirror like, Darvanique, you look good today. I love you and I want the best for you, Darvanique. You hear me? Sometimes I get emotional when I talk to myself like that. I want the best for you, Darvanique. You should start saying that to yourself. I want the best for you, John. Mm-hmm. I want the best for you, Katie. Mm-hmm. I want the best for you, Nicole. You got to say that to yourself. Mm-hmm. Look in the mirror and say it. My first time doing that, we're going to get back on track because we're talking about being individually one and accepting somebody for who they are in the time and the space and the season that they're in. But I remember looking in the mirror. Mm-hmm. It was an exercise by Louise Hayes. I downloaded the app. Mm-hmm. And it was saying, Darvanique, I love you. I want the best for you, and you deserve to be loved. I wept like a baby. I couldn't look at myself and tell myself that because I had never spoken to myself like that before. I was always looking for somebody else to tell me, I love you. You're doing great. But when I did it to myself, it brought me to tears. Mm-hmm. Such a difference.
It's very different. I couldn't look in the mirror to tell myself either. For many, many years, I would bust out and go to crying.
So you never told me that. You never told me that. You never told me this.
Yeah. So I can identify with that.
Oh my goodness.
Coming to a place of love, self-love.
Coming to a place of self-love. Coming to a place of self-love, right. And so going back to accepting the person for who they are and where they're at. That should be an opportunity for you to decide, can I move forward with this person? Mm-hmm. In who they are? Because a lot of times we try to get with people or try to be friends with people and then try to change them and alter who they are. Yeah. That's what the dating phase is for.
Stop trying to change people. Oh. Even if you're not dating them, let people be who they're going to be. Yeah. Encourage them to learn to be. Yeah. Stop trying to change people to make it comfortable for you.
Right.
And act accordingly.
One of the things
easier said than done.
Amen.
Yeah,
But let me tell you something. You have been a great example of this for me. When you are honest with people, believe it or not, it gives people permission. I know that sounds crazy. Permission to be honest as well. It makes them comfortable to share their truth and to speak their truth and their thoughts and how they're.
What's the last thing you got?
I don't know, but it's recording right now. It's recorded, right?
Here on the Pretty Smart Show, we love to talk relationships because, first of all,
that's one of the topics that we enjoy to talk about. One of the many topics we love to talk about. Yeah, relationships.
And so she asked me how she can't believe that I was in this 12-year relationship.
12 years. Y'all, 12 years? And you know, some people are married for 25 years, so it's a thing. It's a thing. 30 years.
I cheated a
47.
lot. I cheated.
Shit, she didn't tell me that. Now, we done been off camera for 2 hours. You ain't tell me that this whole 2 hours?
Cheated.
You
a lot, because I wanted out.
I might as well have lied to you.
Yeah.
As much as you accuse me of lying, I might as well have gone out to the club. Jane might as well. She said that she was doing it within the 12 year. Sickening. I can't tell us tomorrow.
Because I'm a flirt. Soon as they see me walk up in the club, I'm going to flirt. Soon as they see me walk
up in the old night London. Well, wait, no. That's not even, first of all, she didn't even, that's not, wasn't even her name back then.
Right. No.
So this is a whole new chapter.
Old me.
This is an old chapter.
This is if you're watching the me that you probably didn't.
So this is an old chapter.
Yeah, definitely.
So back in Night London's old chapter.
I love how you have prefaced that so well. Her old chapter meeting both in our new chapter.
Oh my, y'all.
That's what makes this.
Oh, hold on. Let me put this down. So with that being said, some of the people that knew you from your past.
Yes, let's go there. There we go.
Has to be reintroduced to this. I'm totally losing it. I gotta get that back. He's got a lot to edit.
Yeah.
Hakeem, thank you.
So they have to call you Darvinique now because they can no longer call you Tiny.
Right. So in the instance where you didn't miss this snippet that she just mentioned right now, a lot of you will evolve into a completely different person where the people that knew you in your former life will have to be reintroduced into your new life. Night London, some of the people that knew her 10, 15 years ago are going to have to be reintroduced to Night London.
Absolutely.
People knew me back Tiny back in the day. I don't even go by that no more. It just doesn't even sound right to say that. And before I changed that, it didn't feel right calling me Darvinique. That's why I knew I evolved from, it was a shift.
Sure.
Because if you call me Tiny, I'm like, how dare, what the fuck did you say? What the hell are you saying to me? I am Darvinique. That's what it is. That's what it is.
What are all the different names you've gone by?
I've gone by, oh my gosh, D, Darvy, Chantil, Tiny, and then Darvinique.
Okay.
Oh, Jordan too. I used to lie to people and tell people my name was Jordan because I love that name so much. They said, oh, my name is Jordan. That's when I was up to no good. I used to boost. I used to be a booster. This lady used to be a booster.
We all come from somewhere, right?
When I tell you I was stealing like nobody's business, everybody thought I had the works. It was all stolen. That's a whole other situation.
That's a whole other story.
I can't even, that life I barely talk about because that's nothing to be proud about. But I'm just telling you where I came from. I'm not ashamed of where I came from because I know I'm no longer that identity.
Let me tell you.
So I can talk about it.
Let me tell you, I've heard her story in part because I'm certain it has not been the whole entire story.
Right.
And it alone, to see her now, talk about transformation and what God really does, how he makes you everything new. When you know, it was a cliche back in the church that said, I don't look like what I've been through. She don't. She seen a picture of me today.
Oh my goodness.